This is a video review of the film. The film contains actors over 18 years of age. The video is made for entertainment purposes. The author of the video does not intend to offend anyone. Hello everyone. Today I'll tell you about the movie Young and Beautiful. A girl, in search of new sensations, finds a very strange job for herself.
Vous avez quel âge?
20 ans.
Isabel and her family came to a country house for the summer holidays. She often goes to the beach to sunbathe. Her younger brother Victor watches his sister through binoculars. Victor approaches his sister and says that they need to go home. A boy asks his sister about the guy she likes. Isabel says she wants to go on a date with him, but he doesn't like it. Isabel's mother allows her daughter to invite Felix home, but Isabel doesn't want to invite him. In the evening, Victor spies on how Isabel uses her pillow. The next day, brother and sister go to the beach together. Felix approaches him and invites Isabel to a party that night. Isabel happily agrees to go with him. In the evening, she asks her brother to help her escape from home. Isabel comes to the party and meets Felix. At night, they go to the beach together, and Isabel finally wants to become a woman, but everything goes badly. She felt only pain. In the morning, Isabel comes and tells her brother about this. After that, he asks him to leave her room and not tell his mother about this. The next day, Felix approaches Isabel, but she loses him. Summer ends and the whole family goes back to the city. Isabel and Victor are starting classes soon. Isabel comes to the hotel and meets an old man. She gives him another name and sits down on the bed. The man asks how old she is because Isabel looks very young. She says she is 20 years old. After 1 hour, Isabel takes the money and gets ready to leave. A man asking if Isabel could stay with him all evening, but Isabel says she can only come to him during the day. She arrives home and hides her money in her wallet. She has a lot of paper bills in her wallet. This is not the first time Isabel has made money in this way. She goes to her room and goes to a special website. She looks through her photos and gets ready to go to work the next day. After class, Isabel comes home and tells her mother that she is going for a walk with a friend. Isabel's mother asked if she had taken her jacket. Isabel doesn't like this question, and she's being rude to her mother. She leaves home and comes to the hotel. A man greets her and asks if she is 18 years old. Isabel says she is 20 years old, and they go to the room. The man was very rude to Isabel and only gave her 200 euros. She asks to be paid in full for her work, but the man threatens and says that he is sending messages about everything to her parents. Isabel receives another message from a client. She asks him for $500 and arrives at the appointed place. After successfully completing the job, she asks the man to give her a ride to the metro. Isabel comes home and goes to shower. Her stepfather comes into the bathroom and sees Isabel. He tells his wife that Isabel showers very often, but the woman does not pay attention to this. The next day, Isabel goes to the theater with her family. Isabel meets the old man again. A few days later, Isabel comes to the hotel room to do some work for George. George gives her more money than usual.
T'en vois beaucoup d'autres.
Isabel doesn't answer his question and just leaves. After this meeting, Isabel learned to enjoy her work. This was her original goal. She wants to learn to enjoy the process. A few weeks later, Isabel meets with George again. He tells the girl about his family. He has a daughter with whom he is trying to establish a relationship and goes to the theater. And he has a wife, but he cannot call himself a good husband. George treats Isabel to champagne and prescribes pills, but George did not know that this day was his last. His heart stops. Isabel tries to save him, but she fails. She goes to the bathroom and slips. Isabel receives a wound on her forehead. She takes the money and leaves the hotel. Isabel comes home and doesn't tell her mother anything about what happened. A few days later, the police come to the woman and tell her what happened. They tell her that Isabel is engaged in illegal activities, but in this case, she will not be charged. They want to interview the girl and find out what happened. The police search the house and find Isabel's money. After classes, Isabel comes home and meets her mom. The woman says that she knows everything about her work. She gets angry at her daughter, but Isabel starts crying. The woman calms her down and says that everything will be fine. At this moment, Victor was listening to the entire conversation while standing in the corridor. In the evening, Isabel's stepfather tells his wife that the girl did nothing wrong. The woman does not understand why he is justifying Isabel. The next day, Isabel comes to the police station and talks about the day George died. She says that the man was kind to her and did nothing wrong. She is sure that he died because of the pills he took.
Vous avez l'intention de continuer? Je sais pas.
Isabel says that it was just an experience. She asks if she will get her money back. The officer says that the money will be returned to her mother. In the evening, Isabel asks her mother to return her money, but the woman wants to give money to the shelter, and she suggests that her daughter go to a psychologist. Isabel gets angry and leaves. A few days later, she and her mother come to the psychologist. She doesn't want to talk about her life. In the evening, Isabel comes to her aunt. She works part-time as a nanny for them. The man offers to give Isabel a ride home, but his wife is against it because she doesn't trust Isabel. The girl comes home and meets her stepfather. She sits down next to him and starts flirting with him. The man reciprocates. Isabel's mother sees all this and asks her to go to the bedroom. The woman doesn't know what to do and wants to send her daughter to a boarding house. The next day, Isabel comes to the psychologist and says that she liked George. She blames herself for what happened to him. Isabel comes to class and meets her friend. The girl says that last night she spent the night with a guy. She's upset because she couldn't feel anything. Isabel calms her down and says that the first time is normal. In the evening, they go to a party together, and Isabel meets a guy named Alex. Alex turns out to be a nice guy, and Isabel immediately likes him. He says he wants to kiss her, and Isabel allows him to do this. They start meeting every day. Alex invites Isabel to go to his house, but she refuses and says that she will not go to him on the first date. A month later, Alex moves in with Isabel. In the morning, they do exercises together. Isabel's parents like Alex and they don't mind him living with them, but Isabel doesn't like the fact that he communicates well with her parents. Alex invites her to go for a walk, but Isabel says they should break up. She doesn't love him. Alex gets upset and leaves. Isabel goes to her room and finds her old SIM card. She again reads messages from men who want to see her. One message was very interesting. Isabel arrives at the hotel where she met George before. This is his wife. The woman asks Isabel to talk to her. She says that she loved her husband and does not blame him for cheating on her. She just wanted to look at the girl who saw him before his death. The woman says that she was also 20 years old when she first met George. She suggests they go to the hotel room together. The woman gives 300 euros and they go into the room together. The woman asks the girl to lie on the bed, but not to take off her clothes. The woman says that Isabel is not to blame for what happened. George had heart problems. Isabel falls asleep. When she wakes up, she realizes that she no longer feels guilty. And this is where the film ends. Write your opinion about this in the comments. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell to be the first to watch new videos.